Hey everybody! So this week we're going to get started with Pixar in a box. I've got the link down below. We're going to head over to the Orientation tab. Under Orientation you'll find an overview of Pixar in a box. In this video we're going to follow two Pixar employees as they walk us through the steps to make an idea into a movie. So go ahead and watch that and then we'll pop back here and talk about it. Okay, so in that video we met Fran and Alex and they gave us quite a bit of information. They walked us through how stories start and all the steps up to a movie actually being produced. So we're going to take all this information and we're going to start diving deeper with it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to storytelling. How do we become storytellers? So back on the main page of Pixar in a Box, underneath Orientation, is the art of storytelling. And we're going to get started here. This is going to kind of guide us on our journey to becoming better storytellers. Because after all, everything in our life is a story. From the conversations we have with friends, to the things we tell our parents about, to some of our awesome and amazing artwork. It's all telling a story. So we are going to get started on becoming storytellers. We're going to watch the introduction to storytelling, and then your unique perspective. Once you've watched both of those videos, then come back here and we'll talk about the activity they've assigned. All right, that was our introduction to storytelling. In that video, we kind of got a pretty good idea that we should tell stories that we know. And our main person clarified. He was like, when they said tell what you know, I thought, man, I don't want to talk about the things I know. That stuff's boring. And then he discovered that telling what you know is taking the emotions and the thoughts and the feelings that you have and turning them into something exciting, but something that people can relate to. Just like we talked about with all the parks we created in Imagineering in a Box, we want to create something that people can connect to. And telling what we know helps people connect. Then we moved on to your unique perspective. And there we met several people who had really unique perspectives of storytelling. One became a storyteller because of an art history project. One liked to trace comics. One created their own comic book. These are such unique ways that they all came to work in the same place. Then we learned that we have kind of a superpower. We have a superpower to tell stories. Can you think of any other species on the planet that can tell stories the way we can? Not really. We're pretty talented. So now we're going to get to focus on how we can tell the best story we can. Our first activity has us expressing memories. After all, we were told to tell what we know. And what do we know better than our own memories? So part A asks us to think of a memory that we remember vividly. It should be a memory that comes easily. So something that pops out really fast when you're trying to think back and be like, what do I remember? Oh, that. It could be the first day of school. It could be the day you met your best friend. It could be the day you learned that you actually love broccoli. There are so many different memories that you could choose from. It could be a really important part of your life, or it could just be something that you remember really easily and really happily. Part B has us decide why do we remember this so well, and wants us to connect it to one or more emotions. The crazy thing is, usually if we remember a memory really well, it's because it's attached really closely to an emotion. We remember it because we were so angry, or we remember it because we were so happy. Or maybe we remember it because it was terrifying and exciting all at the same time. Like maybe if you've ever ridden a roller coaster. Part C wants us to express that memory and emotion in some way. The goal is just to get it out of our heads. And they gave us some ideas. We could tell somebody about the memory. Can you make them feel the emotion you felt during the memory? We could write it out. Some of you guys are amazing writers, and you could definitely write down some information about your memory, almost like you were trying to retell it exactly. They encourage us to use less than one page because the focus isn't writing it yet, the focus is more just getting it out. Or you could express it visually. You could draw. We have some talented artists in our school, and I think we could convince people to feel the emotions we're feeling in our drawings pretty easily. So that's all we're going to do right now. Find a memory that's super important to you. Figure out why is it important? Why do you remember it? What emotion is it connected to? and then express it some way. So it can be verbally, it can be written, it can be visually, or you can have something else. If you come up with, maybe you could write a song if you are more musically inclined. Or maybe if you're somebody who enjoys plays, you could put on a little skit, nothing long, just enough to show that memory to another person, to get it out of your head and where it could be put in somebody else's. So we're just going to get started here. And then next week, we'll pick up with the video, Your Favorite Stories, and we'll see what else we get to learn.